All right, we stay in the Pac-12. Probably the game of the week in the Pac-12 here. Utah and USC. We've got USC 6.5, 7-point home favorites here. 56 being the total here in this game. I don't normally love backing Utah on the road. I've said this a bunch of times. Utah on the road is not as easy a decision to make for me as far as backing them. They're off a big-time performance at home against Cal, 34-14. For as good as Mendoza was against the week before for Cal against Oregon State, he struggled a lot more on the road against a really good defense, which doesn't surprise me. Bryson Barnes was efficient, 15-21. Sione Vaki was terrific running the ball for Utah, 158 rushing yards last week against Cal. Can he duplicate that here against USC? That's the question. Trojans, where are their heads at? 48-20 beatdown at the hands of Notre Dame. I mean, one of the worst games Caleb Williams has played, probably the worst. I don't think he's played a worse game than he did last week. 3 interceptions. The O-line was bad, by the way, for USC. And people did say the O-line was, when they finally played a good Notre Dame defensive front, how would they play? And USC he had no time to throw the ball for much of that game, Caleb Williams. And it's not going to get any easier because guess who else has a pretty good defensive front 7? Oh, yeah, Utah. And every year they have a good defensive front 7 under Kyle Whittingham. So it's Utah or nothing for me. I'm not laying 7 with this USC team. The O-line finally faced a good front 7 that could get a pass rush, and they struggled with it. Utah's the similar type of team. They can get a pass rush. I think it's a competitive game. Like I said, I don't like Utah as much on the road, but I might make an exception here and back the Utes getting a full touchdown in this game, even with the likelihood that, once again, Cam Rising will be out again. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, Cam, I don't know if we're ever going to see him. Maybe. There's just no way. You mentioned the offensive line. The defense is still horrible. You want to lay points with SC. I know they're coming back home. I think that Utah defense will be, which they've gone on the road at times at other places and struggle, but this should be a spot for them. And Caleb Williams will have some success, but I think he'll be running for his life too. The thing is, Utah's going to run it, and they'll have plenty of success doing that against this SC defense. I guess Barnes needs to make a few more plays. Like, he was 15-21 for 128. It was a lot of dink and dunk. And I think, they're going to have to let him off the leash here a little bit because this SC defense isn't very good. Give me the 7 with Utah. They're in this one. And if you keep betting, it got over again with Notre Dame, I mean, it probably gets over. Shit.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me with the total. I'm not as sold on the total. Like 5-1 to the under for Utah, but 6-1.
Yeah, they're an under
for USC. Yeah, I mean, it's a clash of, So that's why I think it could go either way with the total. But I'm on Utah for sure, especially if it stays put at 7 here in this one. I'm interested getting a full touchdown with Whittingham. And this front 7, which, again, finally a defensive front, Notre Dame had the capability of disrupting USC's offensive line. And Utah has that same capability, in my opinion, to do that. So this could be another tough day at the office for Caleb Williams. And as we saw, it doesn't matter how good you are at quarterback. When a pass rush gets home as often as it did, you can make even the best quarterbacks look average and ordinary.
Yeah. We saw it the week before, a few games, with Arizona and a few other teams that got there. So, yep.